So we're going to try for some Beyond, because I need some unlocks. So first thing you need to know is that you'll have to pay 3 artifacts and 5 tokens, unless you're using the computer simulation emblem, which requires you to pay 50 tokens, but comes with a unique reward at the end of it. The artifacts that you spend here will determine which levels you play in Beyond. So if I paid 3 ore, I would play 3 cavern levels. If I pay like 1 log, 1 ore, 1 cactus, I'd play 1 forest, 1 cavern, and then 1 desert for the boss. I'm not sure how this works exactly. I think your boss level may determine what reward you get as a divine item, because this is how you unlock divine items. So last night I played through 3 farms and got a divine scythe out of it, but I've also paid for 3 arrowheads and got a divine world map. I would say the first time you play through Beyond, when you're just trying to unlock things, pick a set of artifacts that come from early levels in a stage. So like the first level of Shadow Man, the first level of Around the Bend and such. Because since you naturally play those levels more often, because you tend to lose runs and have to replay the early levels, you're going to end up with more of those artifacts stockpiled. So for this one, I'm going to go for 3 ore. And I am going to go with 0 emblems. I'm not gonna use an emblem. You just get these by playing. They appear in chests or on the field. Actually, I think it's just on the field. But they each apply some kind of modifier. Usually it's something good and something a bit bad. And if you use one, you always get 1 extra item in your prize box. Prize box can contain things like tokens, free XP doublers. You get a divine item for doing this. There are some avatars that are unique to Beyond, and I think there's 1 or 2 other things. It's a set of extra unlocks. Anyway, I'm going to play as the spy because I always play as the spy. Although one thing about Beyond is that you will have a maximum 3 playable levels unless you have the double mod on any of them. So that means that you're never going to actually successfully generate their ultimate mastery skill, and that kind of sucks. Also, I believe these 2 shops are... I may get 3 shops, I forget exactly how that works. But otherwise, Beyond is a fairly normal mode, just quite difficult. So, we'll see. There should have been a recording yesterday, and I didn't realise that I had my recording button mapped to Q and W. And since I was using WASD to navigate around the screen, I was... periodically just stopping the recording repeatedly. So yeah, that was a little frustrating. But I think I've got that fixed. I'm now mapped to O and P. It's my first time actually using this new recording software, and I like it an awful lot more than the really poor copy of Cam Studio that I was using before. But there are certainly some things to learn. I'm going to keep up the conversation for about as long as I can, but eventually this does require a little bit of concentration. So playing through Beyond, you need to be aware that, bear with me, one of these is, which means that I believe has to be, yeah. The thing about Beyond, well, you don't get so much cash because you don't play so many levels. You don't get as much loot. You're, I find, way more reliant upon getting a decent board, really, is all that matters. So one of these must be, which means that can't be. I'm probably going to be sounding out the logic a bit as I go. It really just helps me to think. Generally level 1, not too bad. Yeah, I can't afford it. Levels 2, well... Okay. Level 2 can be a little bit rough, and level 3, you're just at the mercy of, yeah. Guaranteed chest, landmarks, it's not so bad. What is this? At the start, gain 3 omens. Oh, okay, this is the one that just removes your omens, that's fine. I did wonder why I got 3 of them. I mean, if I'm going to get 3, at least those don't completely suck, but they're not good, put it that way. I mean, no omen is good. But, what is this after cells or turns? Yeah, it's cells, okay. Without making a mistake. Phew, might be a bit of a tall order on here. Actually, this isn't a fantastic board. Although, yeah, so if one of these is, that has to be. So then, that could really be almost anything. Right, that has to be one. But that still doesn't tell me too much about the rest of the board. Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, so I can find strange... oh no, that was the landmarks, was that one? Yeah, it doesn't matter, they're probably all going to be going away soon enough. Either that, or I'll die. Oh yeah, one of your Beyond rewards can be tokens. Because, you know, you always get tokens for things. Oh, if you're playing Spy, you need to abuse the hell out of Glean on... Beyond. It's just the only safe way to play. Right, if this is 2, one of these must be, so that has to be. Which means that that's covered. Either me, so it's this one or this one, isn't it? That doesn't really tell me enough to do much, and that's fine. Okay, for this, one of these two, so that can't be. Yeah. My goodness. I mean, I enjoy this game, but it does not enjoy me. I tell you what. Right, if that's a 3, then one of these, so that can't be. So, one of these two must be, meaning that this cannot be. But then where do you go from here? One of these two must be, so these 3 cannot be. These 3 cannot be. Which is all well and good, but doesn't improve the situation at all. At least I don't think it does. It can be quite hard to tell. I think playing the odds, this is unlikely to be one. That's good. Meaning that these cannot be. Meaning that that has to be. There we go. There is... You're likely to have to make some guesses at some point. Although I don't think last night's run I actually did. I did make some mistakes though. But just about got away with it. I ended up with a cheeky revive and that really turned things around. So one of these must be. Yeah, that has to be. Yeah. You can do a lot with a 2. It's not always enough. Right then, it cannot be these 2 because that would be oversaturating the 2, so that has to be one. And then, I don't want to gamble again. And that's... that is more of an end game item. I don't want to have to use that now. Okay, one of these 3 must be, so these cannot be. Interesting, but not useful. Yeah. I mean, I can see so many patterns that it could be. But, I don't know, I'd be acting on intuition. Can't do that. That is not how the game is played. So, one of these 2 must be... If one of these 2 must be, that means that those 2 are fine. Now then, 1, 2, 3 cannot be, that must be 1. Good. Very good. Right, can we clean up around here a little bit? It's fun and almost relaxing when it's going well, but there's a certain amount of clenching involved when it in. This looks like... That's a nightmare. Right. One sec. If it cannot be 2, 3, it's only 2 of these. So that. Fine. So that is definitely one. There. It is possible to get extra artifacts while playing Beyond, which means a Beyond run can theoretically pay for itself. Don't expect that to happen, but it can. It probably won't. One of these, so that's... Oh, it's already solved anyway.
Hello.
Hey. Eye patch. Yeah, considering if I take damage, I'm probably dead. Yeah, I'll take some extra coin. That's fine. What is my damage on here? Yeah, that's 2 in 3 chance of death. It's harder to be as reliant on health and armour in Beyond mode. Just like I say, you get less cash, you can't rely on the usual crutches. Right, I'm going to glean here, because we like the glean. It's very comforting. 1, 2, and 3 to satisfy this. That. Right, one of these 2 must be, meaning that that must be. This is a pickle. And, I mean, there's only 10 to find, but I don't want to pick one at random. So, one of these 2 or this one must be. Yep, shouldn't have done that.